Hello, everyone. We are live here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you, wherever in the world you are. Welcome, everybody. So we haven't done a YouTube live stream in a while, so I'm excited about everything that's going on with that. I know some of you that watch us on YouTube have been begging for a YouTube live stream, and some of you don't care. Some of you are happy to watch us on Twitch, whatever. Up on your screen right now is the 90s MTG Community Discord. If you're not in the Discord, links are down below. Join the Discord, everybody. We got Mail Day posts in here. We got bling in here. Lots of bling. Some nice bling. And we have format discussions. We have a forum. We have a webcam legacy league going on, which is exciting. Some community organizing stuff going on as well. And you'll know when the next 90s MTG live streams are. So that's the most important part of it all. So make sure you join the Discord. I'm going to alert the Discord right now that we're live. Let's see. Let's see if I could do this very quickly. We are live on YouTube. Exciting. Now everybody's going to know we're here. So that's really cool. Yes, Jizlo is right. We planeswalk to YouTube. Exciting. All right, let's get started. We have a bunch of legacy matches to watch, which is the reason why we're here. Let's dive in. Oh, we see bagel reactions are coming in. Let's dive in. Up first, we have Dave Kaplan on the left versus Juan Patino. Reanimator versus Is It Delver? Is it Delver? It is Delver. And, all right, Dave getting the life totals ready. In the top left of your screen, we see... Oh, well, actually, those numbers are not right. Let's see if we can fix that. All-time top super chatter, Phil Nguyen. A most recent member, Eric Rutkowski. And let's see what's going on with the 90s MTG YouTube member count. That's not correct. We definitely don't have 0. All right, turn 1 Delver for Kaplan, and now a Bloodstained Mire for Juan. Lotus Petal. Sacking Bloodstained Mire. And if you want to help out the stream, this is YouTube after all, so hit the like button down below. Thumbs up. All right, let's see what Juan has for us here. Faithless Looting, a card you have to think about countering. All right, so there it is. Force Pitching Murktide. Murktide removed from the game. Okay, now the YouTube member's number is updated, so that's all good. Unholy Heat was revealed on top, attacking with Dreadhorde. Dreadhorde, what the hell am I saying? Insectile Aberration. I don't know why I said Dreadhorde. Maybe Dreadhorde's on my mind today. Does anybody miss Dreadhorde that's watching right now? Does anybody want to reveal that they miss Dreadhorde Arcanist? In case you're a modern player that's watching, it's a card that used to be legal in Legacy, and believe it or not, it's banned. I know some of the modern people are like, "What? Card's not even playable." All right. Expressive Iteration did its thing. Passing the turn. Yeah, Dave Kaplan is great. Most people would be rooting for Reanimator here. Delver has become the villain of the format, I would say. Another Faithless Looting hits the stack for Juan. This one's going to resolve. So we talk about this a little bit on ongoing streams and videos and whatever. If you're playing against a Reanimator, you want to be interacting with the enabler spells like Faithless Looting and especially Entomb that puts the cards they want in the graveyard into the graveyard. If they can't put the creatures in the graveyard, they can't reanimate them. And they have more reanimation spells in the deck than they have enablers, at least without thought seizing or unmasking themselves. All right. So Grief comes down. The options are Expressive Iteration. That's a Lightning Bolt and an Unholy Heat that we knew about. Let's see what Juan takes here. Going for Unholy Heat. Okay. There's a Gristlebrand in the graveyard now for Juan as well. Harrison says, love your live streams. So glad I could catch this one. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. And thank you to Coderific for becoming a YouTube member. Shout out to Coderific. Hit the join button and become a member. And you'll be thanked as well, everybody. All right, Exhume hitting the stack. We're not going to see any response to that. Expressive Iteration and Lightning Bolt are the only cards in hand for Dave. There's Gristlebrand. Juan not having to lose any life from Reanimate, but paying 7 life here for draw 7. Now, Reanimator players watching, or anybody really, do you pay 7, draw 7 right here, or do you wait? This is a consistent question that comes up, and I'm curious what people think. Do you wait, or do you do it immediately? Steve Backhouse is here with a member badge. Yeah, when trying to deal with the graveyard after it hits graveyard. When trying to deal with the creature after it hits graveyard, it's often too late. Exactly. Unless you're in a post sideboard game and you have surgicals and whatnot available. And even then, you probably still want to go after the enablers if you have the option. All right, so Gristlebrand drew 7 cards. Kaplan will pass the turn, and we'll see Gristlebrand likely attack here, and maybe some other monsters get reanimated. A Gary is here. Chris Corona is here. Say hello in the chat if you're here, everybody. Here watching live. Tenricchio likes drawing 7 to set up a second monster. Yeah. No Twitch today, no. Twitch tomorrow. Stuff like Sudden Edict usually means gets the cards and don't pass priority. Great point by Jizlo, although you are against Blue-Red Delver. That is important to remember if you're against decks that could have Sudden Edict. All right, Insectile Aberration is blocking here, and a Bolt getting fired off as well to kill the Delver and not allow Juan to gain any life. I like that play from Kaplan.
I am going to pass the turn to you.
All right, passing the turn. Eric says, how can we keep up with all the platforms? Yeah. Believe me. I know. How can I keep up? How do I keep up, everybody, with everything that's going on? Side Norna is here. Guillaume says, I draw ASAP. Same with Yogg and Modern. Draw ASAP. Never know when that split second will catch you off guard. I like that. Alexandra says, I'm not sure when to catch your streams on Twitch versus here. I'm a Twitch sub. The way to always know what's going on is to be in the Discord server. That's the way to know. I will always keep everyone updated there.
I will play a Lotus Petal.
All right, Lotus Petal comes down. All right, people asking for Force of Phil and Miracles. Shout out to Force of Phil of Eternal Durdles. We'll see. We have some good matches lined up.
I am going to handcast Greed.
Whoever has the least amount of advantages is not being in the meeting.
I'm going to 7.
Oh yeah, because they don't want sharing information. So there's not get people that are trying to game it, like they're casting suspicion on themselves. Make people go for them to get them off. Right.
Yeah, people are excited about Triumph of St. Catherine. Eric says, where are the deck lists? The deck lists are in the Discord. They're in the Discord. Yeah, the Force of Phil St. Catherine's are altered now, and you can find pictures of those in the Discord as well. Everything's going on in the Discord, everybody. Yes, and you need squirrel tokens if you're going to be playing Comets.
I am going to pay 1 more. And I will reanimate your Delver.
We have people asking for more Eddie the Intern. Shout out to Eddie the Intern. Yeah, the Applejacks deck with Moloch is fun. I want to get that deck on camera. I mean, if I see it on at an event, I will definitely be recording it. That is for sure. Delver just got reanimated for Juan, who's now just going through the motions before winning here, most likely. There's not a lot that Kaplan can do to win this game. All right, Delver flipped off a revealed Entomb, and that'll get the scoop. All right, so Juan up a game here against Dave Kaplan. Debak is here. Says first time finally catching the stream. Glad to have you here. Yeah, Force of Phil said the St. Catharines are in another country getting altered. Crunchy is here. Hello. All right, so Alexandra will be playing the Moloch Applejacks list. That's fun. I think that deck has done well in a few recent larger events. What of the the cards from Baldur's Gate, Dominaria United, Warhammer, Unfinity, Brothers War, when we start the year 2023, what are the top decks going to look like? Does anybody have any predictions on that, live viewers or commenters? Does anybody have a feeling for what decks will rise to the top after all these sets have marinated for a while? All right, a turn 1 Ponder here in game 2 for Kaplan to start us off, and most likely kept a hand with interaction. You don't want to be without any counter magic or surgicals or any of that fun stuff post sideboard against Reanimator, especially when you know what you're up against. All right, we have some people excited for Comet. I like Comet. People are predicting Delver will stay at the top. Yeah. Unmask pitching Unmask. And exactly what we would expect here. Double Force, Dragon's Rage Channel, Expressive Iteration, and Murktide. So the forces are redundant, but one's going to get eliminated anyway by Unmask. Dave still has a Force of Will available for an Entomb or any of those kinds of spells. All right, so Steam Vents comes in untapped, paying 2 life for that, and Dragon's Rage Channeler. We've had a few people ask recently if Steam Vents in Delver is a budget option. Although it can be, Delver decks right now that are just blue and red are running 4 volcanic islands usually, and then 1 or 2 additional duels with steam vents. So they can always, in theory, have turn 1 blue-red land, Dragon's Ray's Channeler, and hold up Daze, for example. It also allows the deck to play cards like Counterbalance and cards like Maddening Hex side by side and have them hit the board on curve, potentially. Yeah, Delver usually plays 5 duels. All right, here's a Wasteland for Kaplan. It is kind of nice to waste lands out of the Reanimator player's board, but Bloodstained Mire is putting that on hold for now. Haywire Might and lands will do some work. I'm very excited about that card, Haywire Might, although, as most of you know who regularly watch the channel, I don't play a lot of green-heavy decks. I like that card. It's going to be a good one for Legacy, I think. A positive impact.
I don't actually care about the signature though. I mean, these are twice as much as
All right, so Grief gets cast here, evoked, pitching Animate Dead, and now the hand is revealed. Hydroblast will be the last remaining. Oh no, well there's a Daze as well now, but Hydroblast and Daze are the new cards in hand. I missed the Daze for a moment. All right, we have people discussing bagels in the YouTube live chat. Not me. I'm not talking about bagels. These people are talking about bagels, just to be clear. I don't want anybody to get upset that I'm not keeping the discussion strictly about Magic the Gathering strategy and offering detailed, mind-blowing, in-depth analysis of every game action. Here's Dark Ritual.
All wasteable similar.
All right, and turning on Daze here. Nice play here by Kaplan. Waste the Bloodstained Mire and Daze the Dark Ritual. I like it. So
I cannot respond.
You cast Dark Ritual. I Wasteland. You Bloodstained Mire.
Against Delver, I brought this. I took out 2
Daze happens first.
okay, so a little bit of confusion how this works. The Daze will resolve before the Bloodstained Mire search will resolve.
Just have a stack. He just wants to understand how Daze works with the Wasteland.
Okay, so we're getting a judge call on this, which is how it goes.
He had this over here. You really need to put this back in your deck. This has not happened yet. This is back in your deck. He casts Dark Ritual.
I mean, this is a good lesson for everybody watching, though.
Waste the fetch. He cracks the fetch. I daze the Dark Ritual.
Okay, so you cast Dark Ritual,
Yeah.
then he's stripping this,
Yeah.
he's wasting this, so this is in your graveyard. You're sacrificing this,
Yes.
okay.
Get us.
Then he's casting this. Now you have to pay 1.
So I cannot pay 1.
Okay.
Counter.
Okay. So let's go to game 3 then. What?
It's you just counter. It's just daze.
Yes, let's go
Countering
to
your
game.
Dark Ritual.
What?
You don't have to concede.
You don't see he's countering your Dark Ritual.
Yeah, let's go to game 3.
Okay.
All right, that gets a concession, I guess. All right. So, nice play by Kaplan and a lesson for everybody watching if you're not familiar with how this works. a classic legacy play is to waste your opponent's fetch that they have not yet used, and they sack in response. Before that fetch resolves, you daze, they can't pay for it. Is anybody still confused? Is everybody following what's going on? I don't know how clear that was, but I hope everybody's following. All right, so a hand revealed here with no lands. An unmasked pitching Cabal Therapy here in Game 3. Force of Will, Force of Negation, Delver, Daze, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Expressive Iteration, and Brainstorm. And I guess that's getting a scoop? Was that just a scoop?
Just so you know, with the
What is this fight against?
Okay, that was a scoop. Interesting. Juan took one look at that hand and scooped. Wow. Okay. There was no lands in hand for Kaplan, but that didn't matter, I guess. Fair enough. An interesting start to the stream, I would say. Let's move on here. Up next, we have... Let me just set this up. Give me a moment. Up next, we have Mono Black Helm versus Storm. Ronald Rodriguez on the left. And on the right, we have Mono Black Helm. Mono Black Helm, hot in Legacy right now. Not a deck we've seen much in recent years, but just in the last year, it's been getting more and more popular with cards like Shieldred, going back to 2020, Opposition Agent, new addition to the deck. Oh, there's another new card. It's not coming to me right now. Yeah, there's another new card I'm not thinking of. Oh, Dothy Voidwalker. Dothy Voidwalker's another one. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, always fetch first if you're going to suspect Daze is right. Yeah, Kiefer is right. Sometimes it's better to just concede and take the time to breathe, get level before the next round. Yeah, it seems like maybe that situation tilted Juan a little bit and just had enough. All right, so turn one Thoughtseize here for Ronald, and the hand is revealed. Urborg, Snow-Covered Swamp, Blast Zone, Karn the Great Creator, Dark Ritual ×2, and a Dothy Voidwalker. So we'll see what Ronald goes for here. I mean, if you're Storm, I'm assuming you're going for Karn. Is that what everybody thinks? Dothy Voidwalker's pretty annoying, though. What would you take here, Storm people? Karn the Great Creator is pretty nasty, though.
I think I have to take the card. Okay.
Yeah, I think Karn is the correct choice here. Anarchy and Deucery is here. What's up, Greg?
3? Yep. 4, 5.
So it didn't matter.
I just drew it.
Oh my, drew a second Karn. Wow. All right, so double Dark Ritual into a Karn, which is pretty unfortunate for Ronald, who had the turn one Thoughtseize, and a Liquid Metal Coating is found by Karn out of the Wishboard. Here's a Ponder for Ronald. Yeah, Tuesday stream. All right, Ponder Shuffle. Karn is pretty mean against Lion's Eye Diamond and Lotus Petal and all that fun stuff. Thoughtseize bug, yeah. That Thoughtseize didn't quite work the way it was supposed to, right? Ian doesn't love exposing liquid metal to Thoughtseize. Yeah. I think the pressure is on, but maybe safer to hold off. Eric says, you wouldn't understand this, Chris, but there is the popular perception that MTGO, more often than is reasonable, puts a card you discard on top of your opponent's library or doesn't shuffle ponders. That's obviously what happened here. Yeah, MTGO has lots of problems, everybody. I don't even I know you're making a joke, but I just don't bother. All right. Liquid metal coating, Karn combo, blow up a land. Everybody gets what's going on here. And we're done with game one. So an unfortunate turn one Karn for Ronald. Can't be beaten. Time Mystery says, love this channel. Used to watch Legacy games on SCG years ago, but they ended that. Yeah, they ended it for now, I guess. I don't know. Troy is here, and is Harry Houdini. Yes, Tuesday YouTube stream. We're here. Doing it. It's all happening on the YouTubes now. At least for today. All right, shuffling up and drawing up hands here for game two. Ronald will be on the play, most likely.
Okay.
All right, Ronald will take a mulligan. How does Storm deal with Karn anyway? Just bounce it? Is that the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan, Storm people? Obviously, you could Thoughtseize it out of their hand, but I mean once it's on the table. I guess you can also just play the artifacts as Storm count, not use them. Yes, 2002 software Magic the Gathering Online. That's what people are talking about when they say MTGO, in case anybody's not familiar with the acronym. All right, Leyline of the Void is on the table, which I'm sure Ronald is thrilled about. And here's a Misty Rainforest finding Underground Sea, and let's see if there's a turn one Thoughtseize. Nope, Ponder. What do we think of Jeskai Stoneblade? We hate it. No, I'm just kidding. It seems fine. I don't think it's a top deck at the moment. There's better things you could be doing with the Jeskai colors, probably. Jeskai these days is really just trying to cast Minsk and Boo. So it's really 4-color now.
I got Arabian.
Minsk and Boo has become a star, a focus of the Legacy format. And I think we're just reaching the point, and correct me if I'm wrong, live chat or YouTube comments. We're right about reaching the point right now where the MTGO top 8 people are starting to thank Wizards for Universes Beyond. Is that where we are now in this timeline? They're starting to thank them now? All right, here's Dark Ritual. I think I'm the only person that thinks this stuff is hilarious, but it's funny. All right, Cabal Ritual now. Lion's Eye Diamond. Infernal Tutor. Okay. Cracking the Lion's Eye Diamond with the Infernal Tutor on the stack, so it'll resolve as Hellbent. Storm is 4. And we have, it looks like, well actually, okay, some green was, okay. So Ronald made green, and now we're seeing, I didn't know what colors were being picked out. But there's some green, there's some black, and they're all been used now. And with 5 storm, we see 5 copies of Ave entering the battlefield. And look at Ronald with the extra copies of Ave in this off to the side. Excellent tokenage we're witnessing right now. And enough dice for them all. This is next level. Wow. That's how it's done, everybody. Reserve judgment until I see Gandalf. Gandalf's going to have to be a transform card, right? Gandalf the white, Gandalf the gray thing. Does anybody agree?
Oh, that's true.
You won't catch me doing that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I can cast a blocker, but
All right. Looks like Ave might get there. And all that effort for nothing. The game is over. Going to game 3. Yeah, how many 30th anniversary packs is everybody gonna buy? Does anybody have a number? How many they're gonna buy? Universes beyond Pokemon. People are calling for Star Wars. I don't. We were talking about this at the shop yesterday. I don't think we're going to see Star Wars. All right, here's a turn 1 Thoughtseize from the Helm side this time, and here's the hand. A redundant preordained Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, and 3 lands. All right, going for a preordained. Do you take Dark Ritual there if you're Helm? All right, lots of zeros from chat for 30th anniversary. Eric Rakowski with a great question. How many guarantees you a full set? I would say probably like 60 packs. 60 packs should be enough. All right, so fetching for an Underground Sea here is Ronald and Preordain. Yeah, Lorcana might have ended any possibility of Star Wars and Magic. I was joking at the shop yesterday, though. I don't even think Disney would answer an email from Hasbro concerning Universes Beyond. All right, so a Duress whiffs. And here's Dothy Voidwalker, the other card in hand. That's known is a Turok. Dread Canner. Universes Beyond Arabian Nights. Yeah, we I mean, I guess the joke is we had a Universes Beyond back in the beginning. G.I. Joe is obviously next. That would be interesting. All right, here's a hint to Turok. Kicker. Thing happening. Ronald shuffling up the hand, and here it is. Let's see. Polluted Delta and Echoing Truth. Ooh, Echoing Truth is a good one. Those cards get stuck under Dothy Voidwalker, so Dothy Voidwalker could potentially take them. And Echoing Truth will be pretty good against Ave if that's the game plan for Ronald. All right, a Blast Zone comes down. Good catch by Ian in the chat. That Turok, what's the kicker on Turok? It's double black, right? Both players missed that. That Ancient Tomb can't make double black. That's unfortunate. We all have to stay on our toes, everybody. Game of Thrones would be interesting. I don't know if it's too adult or whatever. But I guess we got Walking Dead. I don't know. Yeah, the Turak should not have been able to be cast, but everybody missed it, and there's nothing we can do about it. Helm of Obedience in hand now. Found off Karn. Karn is pretty nasty against Storm, and there's enough mana to cast Helm and activate it. All right, that's match an unfortunate Turak, but I don't know if Ronald had much of a chance anyway. So maybe let's not lose too much sleep about that one. All right, moving on here. Yeah, well, Karn the Great Creator and discard spells and the whole thing with graveyards, it's all bad for Storm. It's all bad for Storm. As I queue up another match for us to spectate today. Up next, we had someone in the chat asking a moment ago for Eddie the Intern, and we're going to see some Eddie the Intern now. Next match will be Painter versus Delver. Dominic Vernazza on the left. With a beautiful playmat. Playmats are available in links down below. And Painter, Eddie the Intern. We don't know the backstory of Eddie the Intern. There are a lot of rumors swirling around. But we know at this point that there was likely an internship at some point. But that's all we know. That's all we know. Backstory is still a mystery. All right, so die rolls are happening. It looks like Dominic will be on the play, which is exciting. I don't have, so just a note for everybody watching, I don't have access to all deck lists from all players at all the events that we cover on 90s MTG. A lot of the events are just weekly events at the local game store. You know, you got people coming in the door 5 minutes before round one starts. There is no deck lists being collected at all. But we do gather deck lists at the 1K events at the LGS, and we have players who post their deck lists occasionally. They're all happening in the Discord. All of that deck list stuff, it's in the Discord. Join our Discord server. Links are down below for that. Yeah, Eddie's going to take over the channel at some point. I think everybody's aware of that. This is Eddie the Intern on the right side of your screen. World famous mono white Painter player. And here's Portable Hole. And it gets dazed. All right, so Delver of Secrets gets protected here. It doesn't look like it's going to flip, though.
Oh my goodness. I won.
And if you're watching live or you're watching later, give this video or live stream a thumbs up. I really do appreciate the love on that. And if you've been watching this channel for a while now, or not a while, whatever. But if you've been watching for a while and you're enjoying some Legacy matches every day in your inbox, consider hitting the join button, becoming a member. This channel is almost completely funded by our members, our viewers. And we don't have any sponsors. The ad revenue is sad. This is your channel. So hit the join button, become a member. We also have a coffee page if that interests you. Links are down below for that. It's similar to Patreon. I know more people are a little bit more familiar with Patreon. But you basically join, and there are no fees. 100% every penny goes to supporting 90s MTG and tabletop Legacy coverage. It doesn't go to Jeff Bezos. It doesn't go to Google. It goes to this channel. And in our Discord, you can unlock a whole bunch of extra stuff as well, including our Webcam Legacy League, which is super fun. And thank you to Tanico for becoming a member. Welcome. Thank you. There's a new member there. All right. So Mother of Runes is now on the board. Double Insectile Aberration and a Vial on 1. Here's a Mox Opal, which does not have Metalcraft currently. Yeah, so Eddie's mono white list is growing in popularity. This mono white painter, it's a very cool list. As all right, so we're getting a scoop here in game 1. The double delvers are a little bit too much, but Eddie's been doing well with it, and people are picking up the deck, and it's really neat because the deck, relative to other legacy deck, is pretty cheap to pick up all the pieces for. Taniko says, love your content. Keep up the good work. Greetings from Brazil. Hello from New York, and thank you for being here. All right, players are sideboarding here. Getting ready for game 2. Yeah, Mother Runes is the fun mom. Canoness is the strict mom. Exactly.
Once when I was on Cloud Post. I don't think I ever beat.
I think I'm losing to Post.
All right. Players getting ready here for game 2. We know that in recent sets we've seen more cards, and this is the case of Lander sets. A lot of cards that are legacy relevant, but are not playable in Delver, like the Initiative creatures, White Plume Adventurer, Seasoned Dungeoneer, like Kappa Cannoneer, etc. And I mentioned earlier in the live stream, how's everybody feeling about, first 2 months of 2023 legacy meta? Are these cards going to balance things out a bit? Or are they going to make the format better? Are they going to make it worse? How's everybody feeling about that right now? And worth noting that a lot of the cards are not yet on Magic Online, like Triumph of St. Catherine, Comet, Stellar Pup, White Plume Adventurer, and Seasoned Dungeoneer, I think just got added this week. I'm not even sure. But there's quite a lag there. Curious how everybody's feeling. So Esper Sentinel is on the board along with Grindstone. Ancient Den is the land for Eddie, and the volcanic island on Dominic's side has been wastelanded. All right, here's a wasteland for Dominic, taking out Ancient Den and attacking with Delver and passing the turn. So maybe no other blue lands for Dominic. We'll see. Hope of Girapur comes down for Eddie and passing the turn. Delver trigger. It'll reveal a lightning bolt. So we'll find out shortly if Dominic has another dual land. Toka says, another Brazilian player here. Love your content. Great job, man. Thank you. Yeah, we get a lot of love from Brazil. Shout out to the legacy community in Brazil. Always showing love to this channel. I appreciate all of you. Hello, everybody watching in Brazil. All right, so attacking with Hope of Girapur and Esper Sentinel now. Oswald Fiddlebender is on the battlefield. And a Scalding Tarn for Dominic. Hope of Girapur getting a read there. Can be sacked for some gain.
Two.
Okay. I'll take the 2.
Okay. I'm not gonna give it. You're good.
Made some adjustments to the deck.
Yep. And I think it is.
And a fetch here for Dominic. Getting a volcanic island.
If If it's just the sideboard cards, you can get God out of the event for that. Make sure your sideboard cards are arranged in the same.
Yeah, all the non-Delver additions to the format that fit into viable decks is huge. I agree. And I think, with Triumphs of St. Catherine, with White Plume Adventurer, with Comet, the Stellar Pup, all these cards that are just not going to fit into Delver. I'm including Minsk and Boo in this as well, even though Minsk and Boo has been out for a while on Magic Online. Everybody's familiar with the power level of that card at this point. But I think a lot of these cards still, Mawlock is another one from Warhammer. A lot of these cards still have not found their home shell yet. And I think that's what's going to be fun over the next couple of months. For me, anyway. But I'm curious what everybody watching thinks. Are you looking forward to, in the next couple of months, seeing the dust settle and finding out that, Jeskai decks are now running Comet, but not Jace, and Depths decks are running Mawlock and not this other, like how much things are going to change and how much the metagame will adjust.
So let's see.
Zach Clark is here. What's up, Zach?
Oh yeah.
Zach Clark of Eternal Durdles hanging out.
3. So if you have a land, you can just sack 1, get Painter.
Do you have this?
Yeah, but see,
legendary creatures.
yeah, see, I don't care as much. I just need to slow you down.
All right, so Oswald Fiddlebender is protected by Caracas. The second copy is at the board. Dominic thinking here. Mawlock is a cool card. I agree. Jizzo says Delver is starting to play a sideboard trop for Minsk. I have not seen that yet, but it seems possible.
Boy.
So for anyone not familiar, Oswald Fiddlebender next turn can sack Hope of Girper or Esper Sentinel and get Painter Servant from the deck, and then activate Grindstone and end the game. So Dominic's in a tough spot here. Hope of Girper will also be able to protect the combo potentially. All right, Brainstorm and Pace for Esper Sentinel. I'm not sure in such a dire situation if paying for Esper Sentinel is correct there. I mean, you do want to leave your mana up. I might just let Eddie draw the card. I mean, I'm basically facing down lethal. People in the chat can let us know about that. Any reason why the stream is on YouTube today? We have a much larger audience on YouTube. The 90s MTG community on Twitch, we get roughly 1,000 viewers on a live stream total, 1,000 different people. But then we put it up on YouTube, and we're talking about tens of thousands of people watch the channel. So I like to come here on YouTube occasionally and say hello and do a live stream and hang out. So hello everybody on YouTube. Where all of you are hanging out, watching video on demand. All right, so another Delver comes down for Dominic, who does not have an answer for the combo currently. So Hope of Girper attacking as expected. It'll sack, making a land drop, sacking Oswald Fiddlebender, sacking Esper Sentinel to Oswald Fiddlebender. We're going to find Painter and end the game here. Yeah, Oswald Fiddlebender just ended the game. We're going to game 3. Oswald Fiddlebender with some nasty tricks to assemble the Painter Servant Grindstone combo in this mono white Painter deck. And Eddie's still catching people off guard with it to this day. Very nice. All right, players will be shuffling up here, getting ready for game 3. Yeah, Mawlock is likely a card we're going to all have to keep in mind going forward. It's definitely a legacy playable. You know, your opponent Green Sun Zeniths for 2, or they're playing Tigers. You're probably going to see a Moloch at some point. All right, here's a Steam Vents. And turn 1 Delver for Dominic. Igonjo Castle Vial for Eddie. Force pitching Murktide on the Vial. All right, so going after Vial, even though this isn't really a Vial deck, but still prioritizing countering the Vial. And when I say this isn't really a Vial deck, I just mean that the deck is not like completely loaded with creatures and the whole strategy is what can I blink in with either Vial. It's a small part of the many moving parts of this mono white painter deck. So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, this deck has a nice plan B of just beatdowns with creatures, constructs, and whatnot. Ian says, I'm surprised Moloch hasn't risen much in price yet. St. Catherine is much pricier at the moment. Yeah, I mean, the delay with Magic Online is likely causing some market demand something. It's all very sloppy at the moment. Yes, you can like YouTube stream, so hit the like button. All right, another Vial is hitting the board here for Eddie. And again, Vial, although it's nice and it's a powerful card, it's not super important to Eddie's game plan that Vials are on the board. It's not like Death and Taxes or Merfolk or any of those Vial decks or Goblins where, having a Vial is just such a huge advantage in the board. Eddie can have a Vial in play, but the hand is all non-creatures. So we'll see. Yeah, St. Catherine is also more splashy, I would say. Javier, thanks for the sub. All right, so here's an expressive iteration. Wasteland went to exile. It'll get played, and it'll take out Caracas.
I'll pass to you. Upkeep, I draw off the bobble.
Upkeep, this goes to wood?
Yep.
Nice. Play this.
All right, Urza's Saga would have been a lot more exciting to Wasteland. Maybe that's why they were having a laugh. Zach says, food for thought. Maybe it's because I pay for YouTube Premium. I do as well. I prefer this format to Twitch. Yeah, whenever I do a YouTube stream, people say they really like it here, but I don't know. I mean, if the overwhelming majority of 90s MTG viewers prefer Twitch over YouTube or prefer YouTube over Twitch, I'll do whatever everybody wants, really. Twitch has superior emotes, yeah.
Yep. Sure.
Trigger Ingenious Smith.
Yep.
We do have 90s MTG emotes for our YouTube members here on YouTube. But the other emotes for everybody else are not really as fleshed out.
Trigger.
Yep.
Play what you're done.
Sure.
Now about trigger.
Yep.
I'll attack you with one spell.
And
so Ingenious Smith has 2 counters on it. Hope of Gurpur is back on the board. Saga has 2 chapter counters on it, so we'll start seeing some constructs get pumped out here. And attacking for 4, I believe. Yep. Ingenious Smith can get big in a hurry. I mean, it only triggers once per turn, but all right, Hope of Gurpur getting activated. This could be nasty.
I'm going to pass this one.
Delver triggers.
Lightning bolt on top. Ian says, but I do like handing out my Prime sub. Yeah, I mean, you could become a member of 90s MTG for free with Amazon Prime on our Twitch channel. The pricing on our YouTube channel, I think, is pretty good though. Just $2 a month to become a member. I th- I think that's a good price. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody think that's too much or something? I mean, it's $2 to become a YouTube Common member for 90s MTG. $2 a month. I think that's reasonable.
And this is a 4/4, and let me think for a second. Before going back.
All right, there's a construct for Eddie, which is marked as the 3/3. Thinking now about Ingenious Smith also grew as well, but thinking now about the situation a bit more. Insectile Aberration ×2, taking a whack every turn. Clock is ticking here for Eddie, the intern. Zach, thank you for becoming a member. Thanks, Zach. YouTube comment for Zach Clark. Appreciate that. Thank you, Zach. All right, the bagel people are here asking about bagels again. It's not me, everybody. It's chat. All right, we're a bit frozen here, waiting for Eddie to decide what to do.
You can fetch LED, but you can't fetch Walking Ballista, which is very...
Sorry, this is a deep thing.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, I feel like next turn, most likely one of us is dead.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Because what is Grindstone cost?
3 to activate.
So you flash in Painter.
Well, you have Bolt.
I have Bolt, but if I have to bolt your Painter, I feel like you're probably just winning on the ground.
Yeah, sure.
I got to see Pulverize almost work for the first time. Yeah, that one
Eddie may be thinking about activating this vial. All right, so vial getting activated now on end step.
I know. Well, you could, like, I don't know, channel it a wire or something.
I could?
No, you don't have enough mana.
Yeah, I get asking. It's
I'm
good to ask.
going to put in
If you turned one mostly, it would have been. I had
Lion Sash.
So once you play
All right, Lion Sash comes in. Off the vial.
Have my upkeep, no effects. Draw for turn.
Now, Urza's Saga is going to its 3rd chapter. Let's see what Eddie decides to do here. Guillaume, thanks for becoming a member. Thank you, thank you.
I don't think you can make.
Another new member, everybody.
Maybe you can actually.
Appreciate that.
What's that? 4 and 5. 9.
Okay, so the construct is now our 4/4. Saga trigger is on the stack, I believe, and we're waiting to see what Eddie does here. Didn't know it was this cheap. It is pretty cheap, in my opinion, which is kind of the point.
I'm going to activate this.
Yep.
And make it
Okay.
that'll trigger some trigger.
You know, we obviously have different tiers of memberships that do different things, but if anybody just wants to say, hey, yeah, I like this channel, I'll throw a little tip. That's good enough for me. All right, so no stream on Twitch today. No, Twitch stream is tomorrow. Maybe Eddie forgot the Ingenious Smith. I'm not sure. I lost track. Okay, so yeah, so they already got the Smith trigger. Yeah, Smith only triggers once per turn. Always wonder why people not just stream on both at the same time. That's kind of a long story, but I don't think that's the best thing to do for a small channel.
Attacking you with a 1/1, 7/7.
Well, the line sash came at the end of last.
Sending everybody to one place is better. All right, so now some attacks here from Eddie, and it looks like quite a bit of damage. This might be lethal. Lion Sash unable to grow, no mana available. Oh, there is 1 mana available, a Mox Opal.
8/8, sorry. Trigger.
8,
He doesn't know that I
5
know
is
13.
We don't know that he can.
Oh, so I'm just dead even. Oh wait, okay, so I can. I'm gonna bolt the lion sash.
Okay, 9 sash dice.
Technical for 4.
So there's.
These are 7/7 again.
Okay, so I take 12 then.
Yeah,
right?
you go to 1.
Okay, I'm at 1.
Okay. Dominic goes down to 1. Lightning Bolt took out the Lion Sash. We knew about the bolt. I forgot about that. All right, so Insectile Aberrations are on tapping. The bolt needed to be used to take out the creature so Dominic didn't die, so it can't be used to hit Eddie in the face. Here's a Brainstorm. Most likely looking for another way to deal damage here. If Dominic has to end this turn without attacking, I'm trying to block. They probably still lose the game. Have to win this game this turn. Most likely. Playing an island. Ponder. Just looking for a burn spell here probably. And gonna shuffle. Yeah, bolt or bust I think is what we're doing. Yeah, I am also not a fan of using dice on constructs to designate their power and toughness. It does get a little confusing. Yeah, currently there's 3 creatures, but if you imagine that Dominic just played a Dragon's Rage Channeler to block and pass the turn. All right, Eddie flashing a Source to Plowshare is in front of the camera, so this is probably over. But triple chump blocking is just not going to win the game, All right, Dominic trying to figure this out. Doesn't look like there is a likely option to win here. Anything from MTG Bros making into decks yet? So in our webcam Legacy League, we've had Brothers War legal. And as far as I know, I haven't gone through all the deck lists from the recent week or two, but as far as I know, only Haywire Might is seen play. If I remember correctly. I might have forgotten another card. All right, so Meltdown was actually pretty good. Meltdown actually might do the job. Did everybody see the Meltdown just now? That's a card we kind of overlooked in our analysis, didn't we? All right, so double block, trade with Oswald Fiddlebender. But Iganjo Castle... Okay, so Iganjo Castle will actually protect Oswald Fiddlebender. So many cards that everybody forgot about in this painter deck. And the 2 Delvers are gone. Eddie's still in a good spot, though. The Stone Brain. Yeah, the Stone Brain is interesting. It's an interesting card. Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, Karn decks. Might be interested in that card. The Stone Brain from Brothers War. I'm pretty excited about finally getting play sets of defense grids. And there's another pricier card that just got reprinted in Brothers War that I'm not remembering right now, but some good reprints. All right, here's Murktide Regent. And a Brainstorm, okay. Yeah, people are liking the retro frames. All right, that's game. Eddie gets there. Well played. Well played, well played. Amaro saying hi to the stream. Hello from the stream. I think that's a good response. Very normal. Whoops. All right. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Let's queue up another match here. What do we have next? Let me just do this quick. Okay. Up next, we have. All right. Eddie has moved over to the left side of your screen. Painter, Eddie, the intern. And on the right, we have Eric Rakowski, who's in chat a moment ago, with Doomsday. Should be interesting. As they were sitting down for this match, I remember Eddie saying, people think this matchup is bad, but Grindstone has meaningful text. And there's turn one Grindstone from Eddie the intern.
This is the top eight that we should I will.
I'm gonna fetch twice, play a pedal, Doomsday.
Yeah, results.
All right, turn one Doomsday. It'll resolve. Okay, Eric is still here, yeah. Dave Kaplan here in the chat. Yeah, we don't have those commands like we have on Twitch for the coffee page, but I'll share the link in the live chat. All right, so building the pile now is Eric. And as we just mentioned a moment ago, Grindstone does have relevant text. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, Street Wraith and Edge of Autumn are different colors.
All the damage you took is halved, is what Doomsday says.
Yeah, I'm at 18. It's actually a life gain card.
Yeah, I wish I could play Hidetsugu's second right, but you foiled me.
All right, players appear to be having fun. Waiting for Eric to finish assembling this pile. What kind of cards do we see in these Doomsday piles for anybody not familiar? They have cyclers like Street Wraith and Edge of Autumn that were mentioned earlier by the chat. Cards like cantrips like Consider, a card that doesn't really see a lot of play outside of Doomsday. Ideas Unbound. New donation from Dave Kaplan. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Thank you. Cards like Brainstorm, Cavern of Souls is a key card in the deck to protect, probably not important in this matchup, but protect Thassa's Oracle, and then Thassa's Oracle itself are the kinds of cards that you will usually see in these Doomsday piles.
You're not doing your favorite Deep Analysis LED Consider.
Thassa's Oracle is the win condition for this build. There are Doomsday piles floating around that use Murktide Region and Baleful Strix and Malevolent Hermit and stuff like that to have a backup plan. This is just the. This one Canonist is relevant actually. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if that ends up mattering. That's a very relevant card in this matchup. Yeah, all those cards are exiled. All right, let's see what Eric has for us. Edge of Autumn, floating a mana, Strikel Street Wraith down to 7. Thassa's Oracle, 2 cards left in the library. All right, so game 1 goes to Doomsday. So like a lot of fast combo decks in this format, the Doomsday deck, I forgot what it's called for a second. The Doomsday deck does take advantage in game 1 of people not keeping hands because they're not sure of the matchup. They don't have counter magic, or even if they have counter magic, they don't have every possible card in their 75 available to them that could make a difference. As we see a turn 1 Deafening Silence, which is exactly what I was getting at here. But games 2 and 3, most decks in the format have something they're going to be looking for post sideboard to disrupt the Doomsday game plan. And in a turn 1 Deafening Silence is exactly the kind of card you'll see post sideboard that makes Doomsday have to work a little harder. So turn 1 Lotus Petal pass. Yeah, Ethersworn Canonist is a lot more relevant before Doomsday resolves. But it's a relevant card in the matchup for sure. So Ethersworn Canonist here on turn 2. So Eddie building up defenses. No Force of Wills or Dazes in this deck, so we're going to need onboard hate. Most likely. And here's a personal tutor that, let's see what, usually that puts Doomsday on top, but let's see what Eric finds here. All right, it will be Doomsday. Going on tap now is Eddie. Draw. Saga ticks up to 2. So we know Doomsday is in hand, well, on top of the library, I should say, for Eric. So it's a possible play next turn. Question is, does Eddie have any other disruption? And if they do, that's priority over, let's say, making a construct or casting an Ingenious Smith or anything like that. You know, if there's anything left in Eddie's hand that can make a difference here, now's the time. All right, so sacking the Lotus Petal and Doomsday will hit the stack. Eddie just immediately lowers the life total, and we're ready to go to make another pile. Let's see how this goes. Pretty sure my pile had another land. Yes, so lands often get put in the Doomsday piles as well. I forgot about that. Other than Cavern of Souls, you'll sometimes see fetches or duels in there just to thin the pile, or if they know that there's a possibility that one of their lands could be lost on the way, they'll have a backup, things like that. It also depends what's in their hand. It also depends on the matchup. There's so many things, but I don't think there's Doomsday players watching. There's no other like surprise cards that end up in piles, right? Like it's either lands, cantrips, Thassa's Oracles, or cyclers, right? I mean, there's nothing else. There's probably something I'm not thinking of. Yeah, I think Eric's actually supposed to be at 9 because the Ethersworn Canonist got in for damage. And that brought Eric down to 18. Then you lose half your life, go down to 9. Am I right? I don't know. I don't think there was a fetch. It's just that Ethersworn Canonist got in for 2, so Eric was at 18. The YouTube people are going to be rewinding this and analyzing it all very carefully, so nobody needs to worry. They're going to find it all out for us. The people who watch this channel on YouTube, they watch a match and then they rewind and fast forward looking for anything that goes wrong that they can point out to us. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, you know, the people who watch this channel on YouTube are very observant, catch a lot of things that a lot of us miss during the live streams, and bring up a lot of great tips about different plays that could have been made. So I appreciate everybody that's been watching and paying close attention and finding errors, finding game rule violations, finding plays that could have been better. Find them all and let us know in the comments. I love reading those, actually. Yeah, YouTube comments going to be on blast for that Turok earlier, for sure. Andrea says, good afternoon, at least here in Spain. You were doing a great job with Legacy. Very fun format to watch, at least from an EDH perspective. Good to have you here. Hello from New York. All right, so Eddie the intern with a bunch of constructs now. Those are the Pokemon cards. And now, I believe, searching the library for Urza's Saga's tutor. The pile has been set.
So you go to 8. So I'm gonna cut like that. And yeah, I'm gonna find a Mox Opal.
All right, finding a Mox Opal with Urza's Saga.
And I have
That'll grow the constructs a little bit. Urza's Saga goes away.
Wasteland, Ether Vial.
Eddie plays a Wasteland and Ether Vial. That'll take them up to 6. So the clock is going to be pretty fast.
Yep. All right. It was messy, but I got there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, Eddie wins the game.
Blistering pace of Ether
I wasn't sure if that was lethal, but I guess it. Eric didn't feel like the game was won anyway if it wasn't lethal. Had to fetch to dodge needle. Gotcha. All right. I think I looked away for a moment for that.
People are going to think you're a part of the win trading scandal also.
Yeah. I would never trade Wind. I'd only trade Wind Rider.
Players getting ready here for game 3. 1 card going on the bottom for Eric, who's on the play, and Underground Sea, Ponder. We see a little peek at Eddie's hand there, Ingenious Smith. Deafening Silence, as we saw in game 1, was pretty good. Swords of Plowshares, Painter's Servant. 2 Sagas and a Plains. Okay, so Gary says that was a lethal attack.
Like unglued cards are legal now? It's crazy.
It's messy, but it got there. Yeah. It's a good way to put it. All right, Ponder Shuffle, draw with Ponder. Looks like we're passing the turn.
Okay. 2 seconds.
Turn 1, Deafening Silence, hitting the stack. I see an Edisworn Canonist in hand again for Eddie, actually. Not sure if I was just drawn or if that was there. Okay, Force pitching Brazen Borrower. That'll put Eric down to 19. Feeling like Deafening Silence is just too much to handle. Flooded Strand getting cracked here.
Yeah, you get on black. Yeah, on your own stuff, I'll break stuff. Go. Draw.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah, 2 Sagas, Painter, and a Canonist is a pretty good one.
Cat loves this.
I'll activate this.
Sure.
5. I'll deal 7 damage.
Thank God.
Pyridane resolving here. Poyos with a great question. I play Delver, but have Doomsday proxied with the hope of maybe converting over to the deck full time. Any tips on how to form the wrinkles in my brain? That's a question for the psychopaths that play Doomsday, not me. I feel like I could not play that deck. I have no idea what to do if that deck was in my hands. All right, so force pitching force on this one Canonist. So Eddie's defenses are down here. Fetching with Scalding Tarn. Both of the hate pieces have been countered. Personal tutor putting Doomsday on top. Okay, so a little bit more time. Saga ticks up. Playing another Saga. And there's Painter.
I could have actually passed the.
Choosing to color black.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, that's a good game.
I believe it is. I have Swords of Pleasures. Nice you have the...
I do
Finally.
Good work.
Yeah.
The 4-0. Shouldn't have split.
No, I'm happy. I wasn't caring about the prize money. Care about the glory. I'm happy with the investment I made, I think.
Okay, so I'm really not sure what happened at the end there. Did Eddie scoop or did Eric scoop? I'm really not sure. The Doomsday was on top of the library. I'm assuming Eric won the game, right? Eddie had no way to stop it other than a Swords to Plowshares. I don't know. Doomsday wasn't going to win their next turn. Yeah, probably not. Well, unfortunately, sometimes it's not clear exactly what happened. Grindstone comes from Saga next turn. Okay, so Eric scooped because of the Painter combo. Gotcha. All right, Eric's in the chat and says I scooped. Eddie cast Painter and Grindstone was coming off the Saga. Okay, that just wasn't clear. Who conceded the game? All right, queuing up another round here. Just gonna get this ready. Thanks for clarity on that. Let's see what we have left for today. All right, up next we have an interesting one, a little bit of a combo battle.
Sorry, did I knock your dice or not?
I rolled 7.
On the right side of your screen is Oops All Spells, Sam Feldman.
That is a common roll.
And on the left side of your screen is Storm, Eric Tang. So this should be interesting and different. I don't think we've had this matchup ever before on 90s MTG. I'm not sure. Anyone watching while we're live here want to say which deck is favored here? Now is the time. Make a prediction of sorts. Thinking about it now, I don't remember, at least not recently, seeing these decks face off. Ships in the night. Yeah, that is true. But Chromox, Lotus Petal, Imprinting Wild Canter. I think Oops will be much faster, especially in game 1. 2 Simian Spirit Guides, Balustrade Spy. All right, the Narcomoeba triggers are going on the stack. Cabal Therapies will be in the graveyard. Dread Return will be in the graveyard. Thassa's Oracle will be in the graveyard. This looks like it's over for Eric. Lewis says, hey, can finally catch a live stream. Yes, good to have you here. All right, Cabal Therapy resolved. Revealed Eric's hand.
Oh, you have bridges in there? Okay.
I think Eric should have just scooped here. Okay. We're just scooping. All right, going to game 2. Oops, all spells up a game. So Oops, all spells uses Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer to mill their entire library. Narcomoeba's trigger go on the battlefield. Bridge from Belows are often in the graveyard as well. And then we're sacking those creatures to Dread Return to reanimate a Thassa's Oracle with the entire library gone. That's the plan. All right, drawing up hands here for game 2. Taiga, Mox Opal, Lion's Eye Diamond. And there's Eric's little storm card. Indicates mana and storm count. Storm is 2. Rite of Flame. Storm is 3.
That's okay.
Let's go.
All right, Burning Wish goes on the stack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just totally blanked. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about
Hopefully it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to echo either way. So my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Small error there, but we're
I'm gonna try to. So sorry. I was gonna grab this into my hand with the burning wish.
getting Echo of Eons from the sideboard via Burning Wish, sacking LED, and then flashbacking Echo of Eons as I think the plan here. There it is. It's going on the stack. Storm is 5.
Yep. 7 each. These 2 cards are
So Storm is on
5. Yeah. So it was 1,
Yeah.
2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5. All right, so I think. Okay, yeah, Eric's shuffling the graveyard in. I think. I thought they were going to forget about that for a moment there. All right, so Echo of Eons found off Burning Wish from the graveyard, from the sideboard. Storm is now 5, and players are now shuffling up to draw hands off Echo of Eons. So we'll see what Eric has to follow up.
Yeah.
Just on the draw.
On the draw, keep 7. Yeah, what are you supposed to do, really?
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough for this guy. Yeah, this is the random 7. It could be. This isn't the best position, right? I don't have much of.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's why this is a good deck, in my opinion. It's like, against non-blue decks, you can just kill them, you know?
Okay. All right, 7 cards.
All right, player's about to draw 7 here. Drawing up hands. Eric still in the main phase. We'll see what Eric has with 5 Storm. Seems like a whiff for Eric. Just past the turn. Now it's Sam's turn. Chromox. Pitching Balustrade Spy. Turn Timber. Entering untapped. That's pay 3 life. Dark Ritual. Balustrade Spy. And now the hand is revealed. And the scoop.
My hand was nuts I drew off the 7.
Oh, really?
Double force of it.
All right, so it seems like a weak Echo of Eons lost the game for Eric there, which is unfortunate.
That's true. The 7 I got was not the best. I had an LED.
All right, moving on. Let's go to another match. Yeah, fun, exactly. Up next, we have a taste of everybody's favorite.
Or they don't, and you're gonna win. So I found that as a good intro. And, I don't know. I think it's just a fun, like, quick day. It also was nice because most of the cards are cheap besides the Bazaars.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it
Dave
tournament?
Kaplan on the right,
Is it
Dominic on the left.
proxy friendly there? Or
It's
no?
not. It's one of the few that's not proxy. So, yeah.
That's a bummer. I still, if people are doing tests, I would love to play some paper vintage.
Yeah, that was a fast match. I think the players were just discussing what was left in hand. I don't think the revealed hand really was for any reason other than that.
And pay it out to the top
All right,
8 unpowered.
Dave Kaplan and Dominic, we see a lot on this channel.
The whole tournament and get both.
And now they're facing off here, both playing Is It Delver? Is it Delver?
Bazaars or
Some people call the deck Is It Delver? Some people call the deck Prismari Delver. That's the more current name for the deck.
I'll keep.
It should probably just be called Dragon's Rage Channeler. All right, here is Dave on the play, I believe.
Are there vintage decks that are even remotely close to playable without power cards? Like I know Legacy has decks that can get it
Not
done.
really.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Eldrazi is like a tier 3 deck.
All right, discussing some vintage lists. Vintages have been on some of our New York players' minds with Eternal Weekend coming up. All right, so a mulligan actually for Dave Kaplan.
Yeah, there was a guy who intentionally, like he had power, but
I'm actually going to try to swap the overlays really quick. Excuse me.
played unpowered
There we go.
Eldrazi. And
Had the wrong one up.
can definitely win.
Yes. Oh, you only play one Draws. You'd have to be drawn real hot to win in, based on the limited vintage I've seen.
If you're enjoying the stream, you find yourself here watching some Magic the Gathering gameplay, give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Yeah, Blacklist Grixis Delver. I know. It's really bad. It's bad, everything that's been going on. Is everybody watching right now aware of Murktide Region and Expressive Iteration? Is everybody aware of those cards at this point? Also want to give a quick thank you to Didier Klain, who became a YouTube member 3 days ago. Did not give a shout out for Didier just yet. Thank you. Iteration tempo, yeah. Yeah, we like maestros, but a lot of people in the Magic community are still like obsessed with Alara block. And they call everything Grixis and Bant and Jund, and it's all really lame and played out already. Is it just me, everybody, or is Alara like so 2007? It's Maestros now. And Cabaretti. Right? Nobody cares. All right. A fetch here for Kaplan after a turn 1 Delver for Dominic and a turn 1 Dragon's Rage Channeler for Kaplan. Revealing a bolt on top. That'll flip the Delver. Let's see what the technique is here. It's taking it out of the sleeve and putting it all the way back in flipped. There has to be a better way, right, everybody? There has to be a more efficient way of doing that. Bolt on the Dragon's Rage Channeler resolves. The Dega. Yeah. Dega, Seta, Necra. Anna. What was the other one? Which one did I forget? Insectile Aberration gets an attack in. Wasteland took out Dominic's only land. Let's see if Dominic has more land. Nope. So Wasteland pretty good there. Polluted Delta. Ponder Surveil. Yeah, more people have memorized the Alara block names, but it's also not 2007 anymore, right? I don't know, everybody. Soli says, I name all my decks after Elder Dragons. Chromium Control, Vivictus Beatdown. Yeah, I mean, that's really nice and everything, but it's not 1996 anymore. I'm sorry, Soli. Get with the times. All right, so it looks like Kaplan has Delirium, getting an attack for 3 there, and now Lightning Bolt on Insectile Aberration is happening, plus a Surveil trigger. So Dominic struggling here. Force pitching Predict to protect the insect. If Kaplan has a Daze here, this is just a super blowout. Let's see. I think Fallen Empires was 94 and Homelands was 95. Chronicles was also 95. I think. Because I remember when I started playing, those sets were the newest sets. Among the newest sets. All right. So the Bolt resolved, it looks like. And Dominic just has no permanence on the board. This is just not looking good. Attacking with a Delirium Dragon's Rage Channeler. Playing a Volk. Uh-oh. Looking at the graveyard here. Let's see if Murktide's coming. And there's Murktide. Yeah, we're going to start calling it Raugrin instead of Jeskai. Exactly. Exactly. That's what we're all doing, right, everybody? Is everybody watching in agreement on this? Does anybody disagree? Does anybody think 2014 Jeskai is more relevant than 2020 Raugrin? And tell us why in an essay below. All right, here's Murktide Region. It's a 5/5. All right, Dominic will reveal the hand, and that's game. Game 1 goes to Kaplan.
I didn't have the Ponder in my hand at the time. I did have the 2 Red Blasts. But
It's a gamble.
the moment I miss my land drop, I know you're going to be hunting really hard for the Wasteland. I don't know.
I think if you have that hand and you could get destroyed by a Wasteland, you have to turn 1 Ponder if you have that option. What do you think, chat? All right, we have some Ikoria gang people here watching. That's good. That's good. We have some people from the current times watching. This is a strange channel, everybody. All right. Players getting ready here for game 2. Still discussing game 1 plays.
Yeah. Maybe there's a mulligan. I don't know. I hate mulligan in this matchup, but maybe I need. If I'm gonna keep a one-lander, some selection. I mean, the bobble's not really selection. I don't know. I don't like mulliganing.
Another thing, yeah. I think it's okay.
It was definitely borderline.
I think it's okay to keep a hand like that. You just can't go turn 1 Delver because you have to find another land. I mean, if you go turn 1 Ponder or Brainstorm, I mean, I know Brainstorm can be a disaster, but I don't know. Simon is here. First time I see the channel live. Hello, Simon. Yes, Jeskai is the Sans Golgari deck. Exactly. Exactly. Am I streaming on YouTube now over Twitch? No.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I couldn't have known.
No. Just doing YouTube today. We'll do more YouTube if people like it. We'll see if people like it. People will be letting me know in the comments, in the Discord, in my email inbox, and everywhere what they think. So we'll see. I will also be looking at the data. Did people watch? Did they like it? Should I do it again? Let me know what you think. All right. Players getting ready here for another game. Yes, we get the long-awaited clash between the Twitch and YouTube commenters. That's a great point, Simon. That's a great point. I mean, for a while now, and it's been brewing for a while in the 90s MTG official community Discord server. Links are down below. The YouTube and Twitch communities for this channel are fighting. They're fighting, and there's a lot of beef there. There's a lot of there's a lot of conflict. So, you know, we'll see in time who wins in the end. We'll see. All right, players shuffling up here. Cutting the decks. Good lucking. Twitch seems like the kind of people who play Delver. Maybe. Swinda says definitely prefer Twitch, as it's what I often have pulled up on my other monitor, but if it means I can battle YouTube commenters, it's not all bad. Yeah, I mean, some people are going to prefer Twitch, some people are going to prefer YouTube. At the end of the day, I have to see what works for the channel. And the way I'm usually doing it, where I'm streaming on Twitch and then putting the video on demand version on YouTube, has been best, but I'm open to adjusting over time if we're going to get a lot of viewers for YouTube live streams here over Twitch. We'll see. All right, turn 1 Delver here for Dominic. Lightning Bolt on Delver and passing the turn. Steam Vents, pay 2 life. Ponder. Thank you, Swinda. Love that you're here. Is the beef quip a fat joke? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I did not make a fat joke. All right, Bolt, and then wasting the Steam Vents. I like it, keeping Dominic off red mana potentially here. All right, so Dominic finds another fetch. Ponder.
Ponder. Pass to you.
Flooded Strand.
Sure.
Brainstorm. Protected from Daze. Yeah, they have a beef is just slang for having an issue with each other, yes. All right, fetching with Flooded Strand here. Getting a Volcanic Island.
Sure.
And a Ponder. Yeah, we have a Delver Mirror happening. What decks is everybody watching right now playing? What decks are in your deck boxes right now, chat and commenters? What are you sleeving up? Let us know. What's your default right now?
Yes. Yep. I have fetched twice and shot twice.
Just noticed my camera was getting a little dark. Sun going down early here in New York now.
I'm gonna cast Counterbalance.
All right, here's a counterbalance from Dominic, a key card in the matchup. I was talking to these players last night about this matchup a bit, and cards like counterbalance, those you resolve those, and your the advantage bar moves over to your side for sure. All right, we have the Epic Storm in the chat. 4-color Control, Jeskai Miracles, and Applejacks. Jizlo is sending me decklist almost weekly for our webcam Legacy League in our Discord. Hive Mind. I played Hive Mind for a couple of weeks. That deck is really fun. Ruby Storm. Reanimator, Painter. Super Friends Brew. Phil's 40k Miracles. Yeah, shout out to Force of Phil. We were talking about that deck earlier. Not enough money to play Legacy, but I'd probably play 8-cast or something. So 8-cast, Death and Taxes, Oops All Spells. Those are the decks you want to be looking at if you're looking to play Legacy without reserveless cards. People do also often mention Burn as an option, although that ranks a little bit lower on the tier list, I would say. Burn is still a deck that you can play in Legacy and expect to get some wins. Are you going to win the Legacy World Championship, Pro Tour, Mythic Invitational? Probably not. But you will be able to go to your weekly Legacy tournament in your area, let's say, or a monthly meetup and jam some games with Burn and get some wins. All right, so it looks like the counterbalance for Kaplan has been countered, which is a huge advantage here for Dominic, who's now brainstorming. Ninjas, are they still a thing? They're still a thing. They're another deck that ranks a bit lower on the tier list, but you can definitely go to your local Legacy meetup or your monthly Legacy tournament or whatever and play Ninjas and do just fine, in my opinion. Jared's playing. What's up, Jared? 4-color Minskin Boo with 2 comets. Yeah, Comet is quite good. And I was saying this earlier, if you're interested in deck lists, if you're interested in what decks I have been playing recently, if you're interested in what decks Dave Kaplan has been playing recently, all of that stuff is in our Discord server. Links are down below for that. Join our Discord community, and you will see deck lists once you become a member there. Or just go say hello and hang out and chat with people. Lots of cool people there. Zach Jones says, I watched my friend lose to Burn recently, and he's a great player. Yeah, Burn can win in Legacy. I mean, it has some really bad matchups, but you can definitely go to a 5-6 round Legacy tournament and burn it up. You can do some major damage to morale for everybody for a day. Fire blasting and price of progressing the crap out of everybody for an afternoon. Do it, everybody. Play Burn. Don't listen to the people who tell you Burn isn't a real deck in Legacy. They're liars. All right, here is Pyroblast on the Brazen Borrower Petty Theft.
Good.
All right, so just passing back and forth here. Kaplan's got to figure out how to fight through this counterbalance. Here's Murktide.
2, 3, 4.
Waiting for my red mana first.
5.
Yeah, I was wondering if
He's
you're
gonna
going
get
4 colors or not.
2
'cause you didn't-
counters.
Like, I'm like, I thought you might be playing
Sure.
that though. I should do something.
And then I'll pass to you.
I kept up a little bit with it, and I'm like, I've seen that deck. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a Savannah. I think I played the Savannah. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody does. But
Yeah. I think
All right, so a 5/5 Murktide here for Dominic. Not full size, but can potentially grow if instants and sorceries leave the graveyard. And a 5/5 flyer is still good enough. Unholy Heat can hit it, but it looks like with counterbalance and any counter magic Dominic has in hand, this Murktide is safe. Janshevek says, I'm generally not a fan of control decks, but legacy controls are actually fun to watch for me, especially with Uro. Yeah. Yeah, the Uro decks feel, I was just about to say that, and Zach is exactly right. Uro decks feel almost mid-rangey. They're a lot less draw, go, play something on your turn, blue-white control like we're used to seeing in formats like Modern, where or like the Miracles decks that have existed for a long time in Legacy. You're really like tapping a lot more lands on your own turn to cast Minsk and Boos and Jaces and Narsets and Teferis and Uros and stuff like that. You're taking a lot more game actions on your own turn and tapping a lot more mana on your own turn. All right, so a brainstorm here in response to this expressive iteration that's on the stack. A bite-sized Murktide, exactly.
Back on top, and then the counterbalance trigger is going to happen. Stays.
Is that another secret label?
yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay.
I don't need it. I'm out of here.
That's still cool though.
Move to combat. Swing in with Murktide. Play a Delver.
Sure.
Pass to you.
I'll make the blue mana.
I don't think you I had the, yeah, I needed to play it to rotate. You want cards in my way.
All Alright, so a Delver also on Dominic's side now. Dominic, I would say, has the advantage at this point. You can see Dave Kaplan's graveyard. Trying to figure out what to do to win this game. Enough for Murktide not get bolted. Exactly. Exactly.
Just keep your hand like above the table.
Oh, sorry.
Just know how many cards you have.
Yeah, sorry.
I can give him protection for like
Very rarely. I get to name the top card and then I draw the card. I need the top card and then it becomes
All right. Delving now for Murktide. It's going to be somewhat unlikely that Counterbalance will hit this. But Kaplan's, if it resolves, will be a full-size 8/8. Let's see if there's a response here from Dominic, who likely has... Yeah, okay. So there's Pyroblast hitting the stack. I felt like it was likely for a while now that Dominic had either Pyroblast or something like that here in these post-board games. I think Delver players are in agreement right now that all the forces are coming out post-sideboard. Trying to be as lean and have as much card advantage as possible. And a Pyroblast on Murktide. Brainstorm in response.
He's not going to take it. 1, 2.
So responding by Pyroblasting Dominic's Murktide, it looks like.
Days the rest.
Brainstorm's fun.
I think.
First turn. If you're playing
These two, the counterbalance is going to trigger for the Pyroblast and the Bolt on power.
Yeah.
I think someone's definitely
Yeah, why do you brainstorm?
All right, so Lightning Bolt on top of the library counters Pyroblast with Counterbalance, and then Murktide Regent explodes on the stack. Pyroblast from Dominic takes that out. The Ice Age Pyroblast we see in the bottom left of your screen. So Delver's flipping here. The Lightning Bolt was on top of the library. Emasculated says, when do these live streams typically run? First time seeing it. We're usually live on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. Today is a special YouTube stream, which is exciting and interesting. Expressive iteration happening here for Dominic. There's a lot of talk still about expressive iteration and about Murktide region in the format. What does everybody think about that right now? Does anybody have anything they want to share with us? Dave Kaplan's in the chat, says the Delver Mirror with Counterbalance and Mystic Sanctuary move this match into so much of a chess match. I love it. Yeah, I mean, for all the, I just mentioned a moment ago the cards that people have been frustrated with, let's say, over the last 2 years. As we're witnessing right now, these Delver Mirrors, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of decisions to make, and the games are skill testing, and I personally feel that this is good Magic. This is good to watch. This is good to play. Both players have access to the same pool of cards. I mean, like, as good as Murktide and Expressive Iteration are, both players have them, if that makes sense, and it's a nice battle. All right, so Dominic takes game 2, and we're moving on to game 3.
Brainstorm is really good with counterbalance.
Does anybody disagree? Are Delver Mirrors boring to you? Are Delver Mirrors upsetting? Are Delver Mirrors
Two counterbalances on both.
something that makes you happy? Nobody knows. All right, so likely Dave Kaplan will be on the play here for game 3. Dominic will be mulliganing down to 6. You see in the top left of your screen, 90s MTG YouTube members. That's how many members we have right now on YouTube. That's how many members we have right now on YouTube. And to become a member, you can hit the join button down below and join our community. Let me see if I can change something right here. Okay, that's not working, so we're just gonna take that off. All right, turn 1 Delver for Kaplan. But yeah, 64 members currently. Thank you, everybody. That's hit the join button. All right, turn 1 Delver for both players here. Yeah, there are more boring mirrors for sure. Builder Burn says Delver is a good archetype to be the best deck, but EI is too much. Okay. Attacking with Insectile Aberration. Dominic down to 17. Here's Dragon's Rage Channeler. Delver Trigger, no flip. Playing no Volk. Mishra's Bauble, pass. So there are some tricks you could do with Mishra's Bauble and Delver with a fetch land. Dominic does not currently have a fetch land, but we'll see what. All right, so Pyroblast on the Delver. This might not even matter. Surveil, leaving the card on top, which is interesting. Playing a Wasteland. Wasteland, fetch, float a mana. And Red Blast. Yes, we will have a Twitch stream tomorrow, so be there, everybody.
Okay. My turn, I draw off the bubble. And I draw the turn. Cards in hand.
3 cards in hand for Kaplan.
This is not good.
There's a Volk for Dominic.
Oh, they don't have it.
DRC? Pass to you.
Just so people stop. There's not like an old art stone ring.
You have creature, land, instant artifact.
Yep. So I'm delirious.
I'll play Delver.
Okay.
Okay, so Dominic is Delirious. Dave Kaplan is not. Because British Channeler on Dominic's side will have to attack for 3 this turn. Bolting, Dragon's Rage Channeler, and Surveil. Narset mirrors are boring. Miracles, blue-white X mirrors are certainly more boring. Interesting. Allurin versus Allurin. That's a weird one. That sounds interesting. Is it a good sign, though? Let me know what you think, chat. Is it a good sign, though, that Hydroblast is getting played in Legacy right now? For so long, we always saw Pyroblast in sideboards, but no Hydroblast. Is that some kind of a sign of a new balance in Legacy? Does anyone take that as a good sign? Or is it just me? I feel like that's a good thing. All right, Wasteland takes out the volcanic island.
I'm gonna cast Ponder, Surveil.
There's a Ponder. Surveil. Dazing the Ponder. Okay.
Move to combat.
Linear combo mirrors are the most boring to watch. Yeah, I think those are the highest on the list for me as far as boring. Because they just don't have a lot of ways to stop what each other are doing a lot of the time.
Move to combat. 18 3. Pass.
All right, so a little bit of a race here. This Delver's finally going to flip. A Pyroblast will not be very good at removing Dragon's Rage Channeler, so Flooded Strand's getting cracked here. Shuffle before the draw step. Yeah, that was a good daze. Yeah, sometimes you can next level your opponent in combo mirrors. That's true. But generally the games have less interesting gameplay than something like what we're watching right now, in my opinion. Janshevik with a great point. Maybe shifting Ceratop should see more play against all these Murktides. I mean, there was a brief time period where I was really excited about shifted Ceratops, and that card was like in as many deck lists as I can fit it into. It has since faded quite a bit and is almost irrelevant in the format. But yeah, shifting Ceratops seems like a card worth experimenting with if it fits into your list. All right, so Insectile Aberration will block and trade with Dragon's Rage Channeler, which had to attack. And now Kaplan up a couple of lands should be able to develop a nice board here. All right, Murktide Region going on the stack. That's bad news for Dominic,
Did you wasteland me twice?
especially without any access to red mana. All right, delving 3 instants for sorceries, so Murktide will be a 6/6, and it'll resolve. All right, there's the Volcanic Island for Dominic, who's going to try and Power Blast that Murktide. And it's gone. Passing the turn. Expressive Iteration. Yeah, maybe Endurance does Ceratop's job now and people think it's enough. It's possible. There's a Ponder here for Kaplan. Endurance is quite good against Delver. You're both able to successfully block creatures like Insectile Aberration and Dragon's Rage Channeler, and also remove their graveyard so they can't delve into a Murktide. It's quite nice. They also can be cast to counter Mystic Sanctuaries. Yeah, Hydroblast does kill Minsk and Comet, which is a big downside to that whole situation. Great point by Gary. We need to protect Minsk and Comet. Especially Comet. I mean, Minsk, I don't really care. Like, it's a Dungeons & Dragons character. Nobody even likes Dungeons & Dragons, right? But Comet needs to be protected at all costs. We're Magic people, right? Everybody, we don't care about Dungeons & Dragons, right? Are we all in agreement on that, at least? We don't care about Dungeons & Dragons. If it didn't happen on the land of Dominaria, we don't give a damn. All right, here's Dragon's Rage Channeler. As long as you keep on par with the iterations, white cards can do a number on Delver. That's true. Prismatic Ending and Swords to Plowshares at the top of the list. A couple of Planeswalkers like Wandering Emperor have been really good against Delver in recent years. Really, that was just this year. All right, we have someone watching who likes Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just kidding, everybody. Okay, Builder Dragon likes Dungeons and Dragons. Does that count? No, that doesn't count. You have to like them when they're in combination with each other. Dungeons and Dragons together as one package. That's important. I'm just being silly. All right, here's a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Counterbalance is on the board for Dominic here, but there was a 0 on top, so Dragon's Rage Channelers are safe. It feels like Kaplan is quite a bit ahead here. Expressive Iteration might help Dominic catch up, though. Baneslayer Angel has protection from Dungeons and Dragons. That's true. And as we're getting deep into Game 3 here, I'll remind everybody one more time. TCG Player is our affiliate. Links down below for that. Bookmark. Use it to shop. Hit the join button if you're watching on YouTube, or join our coffee page. Links are down below for that. Become a member. Support Tabletop Legacy coverage. Help grow this channel. All of it is great. You can hit like. You can subscribe. Share these videos. All that helps a lot as well. If you'd like to give feedback or chat with us, join our Discord server. Link is down below for that as well. That's where you can find all the deck lists that we gather from events and stuff like that. All of that is happening in the Discord. And let me know if you have any feedback. Should I do more YouTube live streams? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So get in touch with me. All right, so here's a fetch with Mr. Rainforest. Lightning Bolt is in exile off the Expressive Iteration, and we're going to likely see a DRC get blown up here. Yeah, a lot more technology here on YouTube. Zach Jones with a great question. Thoughts on how sick FNM promos have been lately? I haven't been to FNM in a little while. What are the promos right now? Oh, aren't they the retro frame, like Sarah Angels, Ball Lightnings and stuff like that? Or am I thinking of something else? Because those look pretty sick. Brainstorm here for Kaplan. Surveil. Counterbalance resolves first. So active player, non-active player stuff is going on. New Spell Pierce is very nice. Okay. I gotta look that up. All right, here's a counterbalance for Kaplan. Surveil trigger leaving on top. And a Delver. I saw the Omnath, Aven Mind Sensor. Oh yeah, yeah. Those promos are pretty nice.
I'm gonna cast Bobble. Counterbalance triggers.
That's fine. I'm not gonna reveal.
Okay, well, I'm gonna crack it targeting you.
All right, and Mishra's Bobble comes down. Okay, we didn't get to see the top card, but it was a 0 apparently. Here's a Murktide. This is quite a game here. Both players are at 7. And a Murktide is hitting the stack here for Dominic. Both players have a counterbalance. Both players have lots of flying power on the board, it seems, if this Delver flips. I guess Delver's not going to flip, though, right? Well, Kaplan has a fetch. Let's see how big this Murktide is and if it makes sense to fetch. Let's see. All right, it's an 8/8 Murktide, so we might see a fetch here on upkeep for Kaplan. All right, yeah, fetching with the Delver trigger on the stack. Yeah, FNM, I got to get back to FNM, everybody. I've been slacking. What's the FNM format for everybody watching? What format is it? For my LGS, it's Draft and Commander, I believe. I don't play Commander and I don't draft much anymore, I'm sorry to say, but I'm down with all of it. All right, here's Power Blast revealed on top. That'll blow up the Murktide. Surveil.
I'm gonna crack this. Also grab.
All right, a fetch and response. So maybe trying to get a counterbalance by using Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, so Mystic Sanctuary is going to put a 1 on top to protect Murktide here. Kasparvi, thanks for the sub. Legacy or Modern FNM, nice. Sounds like a good time.
You have delirium, correct?
LGS's Commander. Thankfully, I found a CEDH table every week. Do you feel that CEDH people are also Legacy people, or are they a completely separate crowd? I don't play CEDH, so I'm not sure. Are these people at all interested in Legacy, or do they stay far away from it?
I think you missed your bobble draw there.
Looks like Kaplan loses here to the Power Blast. Good games. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope everybody had fun today. Hit the like button, hit the join button, show some love, and maybe we'll be back here live on YouTube again soon. If not, see everybody over on Twitch for our weekly live streams. Peace out, everybody.